Hey guys, sorry it's been a while. It's Friday. I actually tried to make this video on Wednesday, but I was really tired and kind of incoherent, so I decided to put it off. But I'm feeling a lot better now, so figured I should probably get down to this. I know you all want to know about my London trip. The first video that I tried to make was kind of lengthy, so I'm just gonna have to be really quick about it, not go into too much detail, but I'll probably post something on my Tumblr later, hopefully. Possibly. You can just search it under the tag Charlotte's Adventures in England. But anyway, before I get to the London trip, I mentioned that we were going to be sorted into houses, and then I never told you what house I got sorted into. So I am in Pegasus, so named after, what does it say? Oh, the House of Pegasus, named after the insignia of the British 1st Airborne Division, is one filled with a romance, both in word and deed. They will sacrifice themselves for the good of a country or a greater goal. They are also light on their feet, so be wary of their winged quickness. We're in last place, just so you know. The house thing, it's not going well. But anyway, so London. We left last Thursday, and it was a 3-hour drive on the buses, but I was on the top of a double-decker charter bus, so that was exciting. It was a long trip, though. We stayed at the Royal National Hotel, which is located near Russell Square. It's pretty central. It's not that great of a hotel, so if you have a lot of money you want to spend on a nice hotel, don't go there. But if you're just going to be in town for the weekend and you want to be able to get places and you can put up with the noise from the street, then it's actually a pretty decent place to go. And you get free toast. Not bacon and eggs and all that, you have to pay for that, but they will give you free toast. So, on Friday, my friends and I went to the British Museum, first of all, which is mostly history stuff, and we were there for a couple of hours. It was nice, but I'm not so much into Greek statues and dead people. I mean, again, it was really cool, and I was considerably more interested in the 17th and 18th century rooms, because those are all the nice areas with Europe and that sort of thing. But tiaras, who doesn't love tiaras? But anyway, so we were there for a couple of hours, and then we left and we got lunch at Acosta Coffee, which, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like Starbucks, except it's not. And then after that, we went to the Natural History Museum, which was considerably more interesting, in my opinion, because I like dinosaurs. And we were there for about 4 hours. And then we went back to the hotel, and we just ate at the pizza place, and that was the only time I ever got Wi-Fi that weekend, because the Wi-Fi in the hotel was awful. That's another thing, keep in mind if you're ever going to stay at the Royal National. Wi-Fi sucks. So that was the only reason that I got to post pictures on Friday, but not on Saturday. Then we went to bed, because we were exhausted. And so then Saturday, we went, well, first, Katie had to go to the Freud Museum, which is in the north of London. And so Emily and I went to see Buckingham Palace, and we wandered around Green Park and the area around the Wellington Arch, looked at a bunch of monuments, which were really cool and kind of sad, because, World Wars, fun stuff. So then, after that, we left to go meet her at King's Cross Station, partially to meet up, and also mainly for the sole purpose of getting our pictures taken at platform 9 3/4. And then we went to the shop, and I bought myself a Ravenclaw house pin. I would have gotten a scarf, but they were £32. After that, we went to Baker Street for the sole purpose of going to 221B, obviously. We didn't actually go into the Sherlock Holmes Museum, but we did go into the gift shop. I didn't get anything there, though, because I didn't have a lot of money left at that point. And then after that, we went to Westminster, and we got there around 3:30. And we took pictures of Big Ben from Westminster Bridge, and then we wandered around the area by Westminster Abbey, where there's a lot of statues, including one of Abraham Lincoln. Katie has a story about that, which I am not going to share on here because it's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, so we sat in that area until 4 o'clock so we could listen to Big Ben chime, which was really cool. I put the video on my Facebook and possibly Tumblr, I don't really remember. I know it's on Facebook. It may or may not be on my Tumblr. I'll put it up if it isn't. And so then after it was 4, we walked across Westminster to wait until it got dark so we could get pictures of it all lit up, which I have posted the obligatory touristy selfie of myself with Big Ben in the background, as I'm sure many of you are well aware. But, so that was nice. Yeah, we were there until about 4:45, and it was cold, so then we went back to the hotel, and we were just gonna try to eat at this Mediterranean place across the street, but we looked it up, and it had really awful reviews. So after probably about half an hour of discussion and deliberation, Katie suggested we go to this place called Nando's, and we were like, what the heck is that? And it turns out it's chicken. I think it's Portuguese, but it's really good, and if you ever get the opportunity, then you should go, because it was really tasty. It is kind of spicy, but you can get it without too much seasoning on it. I got, there's like 5 different levels. It goes plain-ish, like literally with the ellipses and everything. And then there's another level that has lemon and herb and something else. I don't remember what it was. And then it was mild, and then it was medium, and then it was hot, and then it was extra hot. So I went with lemon and herb. Gonna stick with the moderate little second level, but enough flavor. And it was really delicious. And they have extra sauces that you can get, just to, if you like more sauce on your chicken. So Katie got this wild herb thing, which was almost too strong for me, but it was good. I also had this sweet potato mash, and oh my gosh, it was delicious. If you hate sweet potatoes, you would probably hate it, but I love sweet potatoes, and this was the best way that I have ever had sweet potatoes in my life. It was so good. Like, we're planning to go back when we go back to London in a few weeks, hopefully. So that was Saturday. And then Sunday, we all got back on the buses, and we went to Hampton Court Palace, and just kind of wandered around there for about 4 hours. And that's where Henry VIII lived, which, I mean, it's kind of interesting, I guess. He's an interesting person at any rate. Don't really like him. The whole 6 wives thing is a little weird. But there's that. I guess it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if Elizabeth I was actually born there or not. If he was still living there when she was born. I don't know. You can dress up in robes. They have a room where you can dress up in period clothing, basically, and then you're allowed to just wander around the place. And I think the gardens are free to get into, but the palace itself is not, and the gardens were really nice, too. They also have the largest grapevine in the world in a greenhouse, and it's pretty freaking massive. So I was impressed with that. Not that I've seen very many grapevines, but it was definitely something to consider. After that, we were supposed to go to Runnymede, but the Thames was flooded, and Runnymede is in marshland, so that was not going to be a good idea, especially with a massive double-decker bus, so we just came back to Harlexton, which was good for me because I was starving. So that was the London trip, and the reason I didn't make a video on Monday, even though I had nothing to do on Monday, is because I actually went back to London on Tuesday to see King Lear at the National Theatre. It was really good. I've never actually seen Shakespeare performed live before. Like, I've seen the old Romeo and Juliet movie. Not gonna talk about that. But I've never actually seen it performed, like, in person. So it was really interesting, really long. I felt really bad, though, for the guy who was playing Edmund in the first half of the play because he lost his voice in the middle of the scene. He did really well with it, though, because, I mean, the way it was going, like, I kind of thought that that's what had happened, but because of the nature of the scene, and it's where he's pretending that Edgar stabbed him or whatever, and, like, he was just getting really quiet, and he was just like, Father, Father, and we're like, is he doing that on purpose, or what? So, I mean, it was a little confusing, but it was better than just being like, oh my gosh, he definitely lost his voice. This is terrible. But anyway, so then his understudy replaced him in the second half of the play, and he was also very good. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, this is a completely different person playing this character, what's going on? But, no, I mean, he just picked it right up, and I thought he did really well. So there was that. Let's see. Yeah, we left to go on that trip at 1:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday, and we got back at 1:45 in the morning on Tuesday night. And then we had a fire drill at 7 a.m. on Wednesday. Yeah. So happy about that. So that was my adventure for Wednesday. Aside from the fact that I later went into Grantham to buy batteries for my camera, which died. So, obviously it's working now, otherwise I would not be making this video, but I digress. So, that's why this video has been so delayed. I'm really sorry. If you want to know more in depth about my trip to London, then I will try to post something on my Tumblr. That's charlotteiq.tumblr.com. Be very wary of going on my Tumblr. I suggest you stay in the tag Charlotte's Adventures in London, because it is Tumblr and people post weird things on Tumblr. So there shouldn't be anything inappropriate, just odd fandom. Alright, I will talk to you guys again sometime. We have our Lincoln trip next Saturday, and the weekend after that I'm going to Bath and Stonehenge. So the next 2 weeks might be kind of interesting, but it might be a while. So I will try to keep up with this and post about a video per week, but we'll see what happens. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.